Good evening, everybody. Hope you're having a great evening. I'm VL on F1, and welcome to my first commentary of the Rayners Racing League FNR Round 13, Hungary. Hope you're all having hope you're having a great evening, and I'm looking forward to some great racing tonight. It's been an interesting championship so far. At the moment, I believe it is Thomas that leads, and last time out it was Rayners that won the race. So yeah, it's looking to be a really interesting race tonight. We've got a full grid, so more drivers the better, I guess. As I say, more the merrier, which is even better. So that means should be more battles, hopefully. Hungary, not necessarily a track you associate with overtaking, but who knows? Right, guys, might put on a show tonight, and it might be some great racing. You'll have to apologise for these and pauses. I'm not used to usually commentating, but I think to do and help out, and yeah, it's an opportunity to get involved. So yeah, all 20 cars here for Q1. These times don't go towards tyres or anything like that. Luckily enough, I was just going to adjust my my microphone settings, as I can't even hear myself think. So yeah, there's 20 cars. All going out. We've got 9 viewers on the stream, 3 comments, so let's have a look at the stream, shall we? Get it loaded up on my phone. First car to go out, that is, I believe, correct, Savant. Is it Savant? Apologies, and he's not on the medium, so that's interesting. Wasn't expecting that usually in Q1, but it might just be a bank collapse, get used to the setup. This track does take quite a while to get used to, so he's probably just getting used to the track, see what it's like, get set up, see how it feels. Myself, I just go straight onto the softs, but again, everyone has their own different way of going about qualifying. So let's get everything set up, shall we? Right, that's disabled. Map sorted. Right, okay. Still have to apologise again with flickering through. I'll try not be too. I don't know what the word to describe it is. Just on the cameras, be flicking through every time. So it's not as off-putting, and we'll try and steer drivers as long as as possible. So we'll see how it goes. At the moment, correct Savant, Nisma Maxwell on the Red Bull, Bagos are all on a lap. So you'll have to excuse me a moment whilst I get the stream loaded up. So we've got Benjamin Carter saying, oi oi, welcome to the stream, mate. Magnus Nicolay from Good Old MNR Days saying good luck, guys. Good luck to you and all your drivers as well. And JR Junior Redneck saying send it. So you heard him, guys, send it. I won't recommend it. Fantastic today, 20 out of 20, no reserves. So yeah, this is great. So let's go on board then, shall we, with correct 7 for his first lap. Again, may not representative, we might actually go on board with that guy Draper in the Mercedes. Let's see what he can do in the black Mercedes, which I've got to say is one of the best liveries on the grid. They're wearing a very nice yellow helmet and the number 36. So yeah, let's see what the Black Arrows as they're now called in 2020. This one, the livery. I think they should probably keep it for future seasons. I believe it's a really neat design. So yeah, let's go on board with the purple sector 1. Obviously not many people have set lap times, but we'll see how he does. Through the chicane. Myself, I don't mind Hungary, so hopefully some good laps. There's it's JR Racer. Or J Racer. He's actually in the grid on the grid tonight. They're going to 54.2 in the middle sector. The Haas of Carter in front. He'll come out of the way. So he warms up for his lap as correct 7 goes fastest with a warm at 19.5 there. Obviously on the mediums, maybe not as representative. He might come back into the pits, but that's still a good lap. Let's see what. Let's go back on board quickly with that guy, shall we? As he crosses the line and goes faster than 16.4. So indeed, Carter was not on a lap. He was on a quick lap, 17.8. So that puts him in second as LH44 puts in a 16.0 there. Good lap there by the Barrett in the Williams. The Maverick goes third with a 17.0, so second off LH44, but still a good lap. Magnus goes in with a 17.5. Maybe it might be good for Scott to do another lap, or he might come back into the pits. At the moment he's 7th. Benjamin Cardiff comes through with an 18.1, puts himself into 8th place. At the moment we still have Mo Salah, Rayner, Iron Knight and Liam in the pits. Meanwhile, as Stead goes second quickest, 10th off, just under a 10th off 1300s actually, off LH44. A good lap there by the Racing Point. So let's go down through to the back, shall we? So these are the ones that are on a lap, including Nismo, Heffy, Apex, and J Racer, I think, just come out the pits. Also look at the track map, shall we? As I think I must have missed that Apex. But what's been on a lap? Might have been validated. I'm not too sure there. We'll go back with Nismo, shall we? As he comes through the last sector. Oh, he might believe he might be on an lap, so he might have been validated this time. No, he's still going. So he might have just fueled his car enough for the lap, which takes a lot of skill to do. You've got to be so careful when you're out lap. But as he comes across the line, it's going to be a 1 minute 18.0. So he goes ahead of Benjamin Cardiff for now, and that's puts him in 9th place. So at the moment, LH44 does lead after the first round of laps. He comes back into the pits now. Stead on his in lap as well. Let's go back down with the cars that are on a lap. So Heffy come out of the final corner himself. A 1 minute 8.8, 18 sorry, 0.8. So that puts him 5.5 seconds behind Benjamin Cardiff. And again, he might come back into the pits, do another lap. Rayner coming on an out lap now in the McLaren. He'll be looking to get another good result after his win in Britain and get his championship. At the moment, the championship leader Thomas is sitting in 4th with a 16.6. That's a representative time, of course. It's not so important to get a incredible lap time. It's more about just keeping your head above water and just making sure you get a lap to get you through. So obviously everyone will be on the soft tyres again. People like for example might just be for just getting a feel for the track. Let's go with Iron Knight, who's on a lap as well actually. Rayner's coming for the final corner, so I'll tell you what, we'll go on board with Rayner for this lap, as all the other drivers actually on an out lap. Got a drink with me. This is going to be a good hour and 45 minutes ahead. I'm looking forward to it. Again, first commentary, but let's watch Rayner on it. Out then, there's a couple of cars come out in front of him. Again, I think they'll move out the way as Mo Salah just comes out the pits and he proceeds to move off the racing line. Fantastic there. So under the bridge he goes into turn 2, I believe. Turn 3 this is. The never-ending left-hander. You've got to make sure you get the car rotated through here. She's invalidated on that curb on the outside, but you must get through here. Now this one you've got to have this to perfection as well, but he does a 26.7. He goes purple first sector, looking quite good. You want to hug the inside curb, but don't get too much, otherwise you will get sent spinning. It's quite difficult there, especially with no traction. Into the chicane now again. You've got to tap both curbs, but don't use too much. Let the car run right outside, down to 4th for these 3 chicanes. The fast left-right combo, it's very flowing. If you get the first part of these corners wrong, then you're in for a difficult sector. But Rayner seems to have done that perfectly. 53.8, purple middle sector. He's on a good lap so far. Into the final sector he goes, then into the penultimate hairpin. Again, not using too much outside, just let the car rotate, use the middle of the track. Good idea. Again, you don't want to push too much on this first qualifying session. But as he comes on the final corner, he opens up DRS, he runs out of VRS, and it's quickest with a 15.7. That's a fantastic lap there by Rayner. 3 times quicker than anyone else on the circuit. That's a goal that he's put down there for the rest of the session, if that's anything to go by. J Racer's invalidated his lap time. So either he's on a quick lap or an out lap, or in lap. As I believe, Racer has an 18.2, so he was one of the, so he's 13th, got with an 18.2. He'll probably want to try and improve that. But he is on the softs now, so let's see what he can do then. Number 32 of the Scuderia. Doesn't see in real life the Ferrari's having a great season, but can correct haven't put on a show tonight. Around a track where Ferrari collectively had one of their best results this season with 6th place for Sebastian Vettel, his best result, which is so strange to say. I don't think, and I know people were expecting Ferrari to be maybe disappointing this season, but not that bad. But how his best result to be a 6th, it just shows how far Scooter as he has invalidated his lap time. If I'm talking too much here, he has invalidated his lap time unfortunately. He'll come back into pits, might get another set of tyres, he might even have enough fuel, we don't know yet. Meanwhile, Mo Salah coming through the final couple of hairpins, swapped out, banging them in for Liverpool. and got into that Haas. Let's see what he can do tonight. On the final corner he goes. Cross the line, a 1 minute 18.3, puts him 16th, so into the danger zone at the moment. As corrects him, it looks like he does have enough fuel to go again, so that's good news for him. Meanwhile, so let's go for the top 10, shall we? I think I've missed quite a few people focusing on different drivers. So it's currently Rayner, LH44, Stead, that guy Draper, Thomas, Rocker, Bagos, Apex, Maverick, Magnus, Carter, Cyro Dracos, Nismo, Benjamin Cardiff, J Racer, Mo Salah, Heffy, Craig Savant, who's currently on a lap, and at the back are two drivers who were yet to set a lap. Ian Knight in the Alpha Tauri and Liam in the Williams. So yeah, let's see what these two drivers can do tonight. Meanwhile, Craig Savant is 2 tenths up on his lap time, so he hasn't invalidated it yet. He's traversed the tricky chicane, excuse me. As he's making clear through the flowing corners, he does run it wide, but he hasn't invalidated it, but it will lose him a bit of time. With the fast right hander, 8 minutes left of the session, so people have got 9 to do a lap. He's 6 tenths up on his lap time. At the moment, that'll put him still in 18th. Can he get this last sector right, the final 2 hairpins? Let's see what he can do here. Good traction. Final corner. The car looks good. And at the final corner he goes to the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 18.6 and it puts him 17th. So alongside Mo Salah and Heffy, and the two drivers haven't set a lap yet, who is on a lap currently. Only drivers that might be out in Q1. Meanwhile, I think he moves out the way for that's Coach 7 to finish his lap. So Iron Knight, purple sector 1, fantastic, 26.8. Meanwhile, Liam behind him is working his way up to the top, up to the hill. This is a blind left-handed. You want to get this right. It's a 27.1 in the first sector. No, let's go back with Iron Knight then through the flowing corners now. Is your S looks good. 6th gear through the fast right-hander. 54.1. It's purple again, so he might be setting the pace here. But at the moment, 3 tenths separate Rain. Just literally just under 3 tenths separate Rain and LH44. But meanwhile, Iron Knight might actually get ahead of Rayner. And the final corner he goes is that OVRS as he crosses the line. It puts him 4th, so he must have had he was purple sector 1 and 2. He must have just had quite a cautious last sector again. It's not really who's the quickest, it's just about getting in the top 15. Meanwhile, Liam, round the final corner he goes. What's his lap time going to be? Out of rest as well. And it puts him to 7th. That's a great lap there. 16.7. So it puts him ahead of Rocker, knocks him down to 8th. So after the first round of laps then, we'll go through the ones who are currently out. So this is Heffy on a lap, but currently he's in 20th and 1 minute 8.6. Again, relatively close here, so one little mistake and you could be out on one good lap and it could put you right to the top. So even the guys I'd say probably in the top 10, might not in the top 8, might not probably be safe, but beyond that, just got to be careful. Again, just going out there to do that safety lap. Let's put someone who does pits. So yeah, Heffy currently on a lap right now. Let's see what he can do. As he runs it very wide, under Stevie car here. First and he aborts his lap. Oh, that's not good. So he might come back into the pits and do another lap. He might even have enough fuel. I might be wrong. Meanwhile, J Racer, who I didn't even realise was racing, so apologies there, in the Renault tonight. Let's see what he can do. As we'll get last week's results set up as well before he does a lap, so we can see what people's goals are tonight. Oh, as the Haas there, I believe, of Carter was just on the outside of the corner. They need to be quite careful. So down to turn 1. That's just a bit of grass there. Can he hit the apex? He can do. As Mo Salah moves out the way again. Rockard's retired from the session, so he believes he's through in the Ferrari. And it's turn 4, and then it has arrived up the hill. Can he go flat out through here? It's a 27.7. He's 4 tenths down. He runs it a bit wide, and that's an invalidation. Rayner again retires. He believes he's safe. There's a hugs the inside curve a bit too much there, so he'll probably have to come back in and do another lap. So yeah. Meanwhile, I'll go through the standings. So currently it is Thomas that does lead. I think I mentioned this last time. He was on a good run of podiums between Spain and Austria. As J Racer goes very wide, this is grass. I think he nearly spun it. As Mo Salah there have to be very careful. J Racer losing the rear end. Liam retires from the session. He believes he's done enough as well. Both very good laps again. Very competitive here tonight. There's not a lot to separate us from these drivers. But meanwhile, let's have a look at the standings, shall we? So, currently at second place is LH44. He's on a good run of podiums. Second place. He's only had one win. Rayners in third on 118 points. 3 points behind LH44. So them two, but he's had the most fastest laps this season. Bit of trivia there for you. In fourth place we have Stead on 110 points. He's been a few ways to that podium. Off the race has been sixth place, so hopefully he might be able to improve tonight. I mean, all these drivers will be looking to get better. So it's pointless me saying, because obviously they wouldn't be here, would they? So, Rocker, who did win 2 races, has failed to finish since Azerbaijan, I believe. And he is currently sixth, I believe, fifth in the standings on 91 points, 19 behind Stead. So again, it's competitive, and the season goes on, anything can happen. You know, we could have one bit of a purple patch, a few podiums, a win here and there, some good finishes, and that could put you in a good position for the championship. Meanwhile, I've missed something else as Iron Knight does retire, and that guy Draper has as well. So again, most of the top 8 believing it, confident enough to go through. It looks that way at the moment. So Mo Salah, I apologise, I did miss his lap again. It's coming through the final corner. He's 4 tenths up here. Can he get this last couple of corners right? It seems to be that way. As he opens up DRS, he crosses the line, he goes 14th. So for now, he's safe. Meanwhile, a lot of drivers still behind him on a lap. Magnus does come around the final corner now to start his lap as well. Meanwhile, Correct 7, he's actually down on his lap time, so this isn't great for the Ferrari driver. His teammate's up in 8th. What can he do though? Himself was a bit wide, but didn't survive the lap time luckily enough through the final couple of hairpins. Oh, not good, and runs right it again. He's struggling. Has he lost downforce? Has he got wing damage? No, he hasn't. He's probably just struggling with the car. It's a shame as he crosses the line though. I think it might be an improvement. He goes 16th. So I think that might be it for Correct 7. If he's got more fuel, then that's good. Meanwhile, Simon Dracos has actually been knocked down into 18th place here in the Alfa Romeo. One of my favourite liveries on the grid, one of my favourite cars in this game. And a bit of fun trivia there for you guys tonight watching. Again, as Matt with your tyres. So he's 3 tenths off, so he believes he's through. Meanwhile, his teammate, Bagos, as Thomas retires the championship leader, we're currently in 6th. Is he first and face chicane? LH44 retires. I think he said actually on another lap here, so he wants to try and go quickest. He believes he can. Adoring a very beautiful green and blue helmet. I've got to say I like that. We've got 10 viewers now on the stream, so welcome to all this. This is the Rayners Racing League. Has a league on a Monday night. Monday night rookie, Friday night racing, and a Sunday league and F2 league. So if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you on track if you wish to sign up. It's a great league, I've got to say. What I've seen so far, it's very close, very competitive. So one of my first few races ever commentating on. Quite nervous myself, but looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Stead in the final set today. We're heading towards the final set, I should say. The fast right-hander runs wide and does invalidate it. This is the problem where the problem that lies when you do go out for another lap. If you're in higher up in Q1, is the tyres. The tyres do wear on, especially on the soft, very quickly round here. So as yes, Correct 7 is in the pits now, so it's all over for the Ferrari driver. Unfortunately, the Brit. He'll be spending the rest of the session spectating. It's a shame. Meanwhile, Carter is trying to get out Q1 himself. Instead, does retire from the session. So all the top 8, like I did say, feel like they were safe, but there's still only half a second between 12th and 18th. At the moment, I think we'll point this out. So that's who's that just gone quicker? I think that's Heffen's gone quicker. He's out. A 17.7. That's not enough to get through. Meanwhile, Carter around the final corner. Huge T-temp. So where's he going to go? He goes to 14, so he's safe, and that knocks Mo Salah down a bit more. Meanwhile, what can J Racer do here? He invalidated this, so he's out of the session. Mo Salah will be starting 20th, unfortunately. He has invalidated his lap time. It was very wide up the final corner. So unfortunately that's done enough for him, and he is out of the session as well. Simon Dricos, I think, did retire from the session, so unfortunately we've lost both Alfa Romeos from this session. We haven't lost both Alfa Romeos, what am I talking about? We've lost a Ferrari and an Alfa Romeo, and unfortunately I've lost both Renaults. That's a shame for Magnus Nicolay there. Only 0.26 of a second away from Mo Salah. But again, in this sport, that's F1, it's all about the fine margins. So yeah, so it's Magnus Nicolay that's knocked out, Heavy in the Racing Point, Correct Savant in the Ferrari, Cyril Dracos in the Alfa Romeo, and J Racer starting at the back with a 17.897 on in the Renault. So a very good first session. I'm really excited to see who can beat the top here. I know that a lot of the drivers near the top are capable of winning. So again, in this league, anything, F1, anything's possible. But once in this league, it's very competitive, and anyone in the top 8 can really win. Yeah. So that's Q1 finished. As I believe we're just waiting on the one Haas in the pitch. We've got 6 comments on the stream now. Only 8 viewers, but let's have a look, shall we? To apologise for something up the stream. So yeah, that's Q1. Q2 will now bring about, as we've got apologies there, Patrick Issues saying good evening lads, and 96 Gaming saying I miss racing with you all. It's a bad feeling when you can't race, or you've not been able to race for a few weeks. I know the feeling myself. I think once you start league racing, it's like getting a league racing bug. You get the feeling and excitement for it. I think it's fantastic. I think being able to do it virtually, and especially in the current climate in the world everyone is, and it's bringing more attention on gamers to be able to race. So not being able to is a shame, regardless of what the situation is. So 3 Brits are being knocked out of Q1 here. So it's Magnus Nicolay that's been knocked out. Heffy, 21 for the Racing Point. Correct Savant, Sarah Dracos, and J Racer. So yeah, them been knocked out unfortunately. So they'll be sitting out the rest of the qualifying. However, they'll be on fresh tyres as well. As we've got 7 viewers now, but we've got a 7th comment. So let's see who's what said. It's a mental track, this. Lol. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I definitely agree there about this track. It's difficult to overtake. You've got to make sure every corner is right, because if you get a feeling of it leads the next one. Well, it leads into one another. So if you mess up like the 5th or 6th corner, you'll mess up this laps. You've just got to be consistent. And I think this track again rewards consistency. But considering most of these guys are consistent drivers and very clean, very quick, it's going to be difficult to separate them. I can see Q3 being very close. So, as it's saying lap 1 of 3, but again, I think that's a glitch. Unless we're racing now, well, great, but as a 15 minutes for the session begins. Who will be the first out on track? Now, this session is all about making sure that the tyres you start on have as least wear as possible, especially around this track. Again, if you do get knocked out in Q2, you will be able to start on your own tyres as the guys at the back, and you'll see definitely very varying strategies around this track. The 1-stop is very much possible if you're about the mediums. The 2-stop as well, again, that'll lose you a lot of time. If you do to start on the softs, you would probably have to do the 2-stop. If you were tyre saving God and needed softer hards, then possibly a 1-stop. But I've never done that myself, and even though I like to think my race pace is quite good, and I would usually do the 2-stop if I've started on softs before. So all the cars are making it around the grid. I'll get to that in a second. Finish off my drink. Go for Q2, so if your faster times on the mediums, you'll start on the mediums. Unless you're not in the top 10, then you'll start on whatever tyre you want. As it looks, let's go into details, shall we, and see who's on what. So at the moment, everyone who has gone out has gone on mediums, so they're feeling quite confident. Again, the delta between the medium softs, I think, is about 6-7 tenths, 8 tenths. I could be wrong, but somewhere around there. So at the moment, 6 drivers are out as we're just waiting. I don't know if it slows down there. Let's see who's the furthest round on the right lap at the moment. So Liam coming from this corner. It's the Haas of Carter, so he'll be the guy to set the precedent. Let's see what he can do. Here we go then, round the final few corners. He needs to get a good exit out of here. That's the tip when racing around this track, is to make sure you do get a good exit. Anyone watching the stream, let me know in the comments below, who do you think will get pole position? Let's get a conversation going down in the comments below, that'll be interesting. I've got yellows set to 3, so I believe that's just cars slowing down. I wouldn't think that'd be any incidents yet. So let's go back on board then with Carter, shall we? Or we'll go for an outboard view in the Haas livery. Obviously last season with Rich Energy, but Haas have gone back to the normal liveries. And in a livery that I've got to say is very underrated. I really do like the black and white. As a fan of the Sauber liveries from the early 2010s, I don't know what it is about black, white and grey simple liveries I do like. I like the the McLaren liveries of the early 2010s. You know, it's one of the Sauber, especially 2013 and 2012. They're probably doing one of my favourite liveries ever. The Force India from 2014. You know, it's something about black and white grey liveries, just simple dark colours. I think appeals again with a bit of red as well for like the US. It looks really nice. 84 then. This is his name. Carter PFC 84. It's done really well. I think it's really nice. And this is where Haas got the only. Maxwell's got his only points up to the most recent race in the Eiffel Grand Prix. Fantastic strategy. So Carter put up a fantastic strategy today and get a good result as he goes quickest of a 1 minute 18.7. That's not a bad lap on mediums here. Meanwhile, the McLaren behind of Benjamin Cardiff does go quicker of a 17.9. So that's definitely a benchmark to work towards. Instead goes another second quicker, a 16.9 on mediums. That's a fantastic lap there. We've got 8 comments now in the stream. Bagos coming to lap as well in the Alfa Romeo. So let's see what he can do, the Greek driver. I have to apologise for the movement. Just moving my mic around. Let's have a look at the stream then. We got Patrick saying this is my first stream I'm watching, so I would go for Liam. So we've already got someone for the Scottish for Liam, so no pressure there, Liam. Yeah. Again, I think anyone in the top 8 in that Q1 or anyone else outside, just don't count out anyone. Anyone can have a fantastic race. Just because you qualify for doesn't mean you're going to have a poor race. We've got sectors in yellow too. Don't know if that's slowing down or people running out of fuel. I believe that's Carter. Yes, he has run out of fuel. Bagos did go third fastest with a 17.8, so he goes a tenth quicker than Benjamin Cardiff, and that guy drifted a 17.2. So that's 3 tenths off the pace instead. So at the moment he's set the precedent. We've got a Haas going slowly. Again, is that just fuel there? It's just fuel, which is a relief. We don't want to see any incident when people all getting through with their best possible lap time. That's what it's all about in Formula 1. Go for the quickest lap times. Liam, who was predicted in the comments for one of our viewers to win the race tonight, was in the pits, so he must have invalidated it. So has Nismo, as we've had another driver go, that's Thomas, currently championship leader with a 17.3, that's a good lap. Yeah, I think most people are on the laps right now. Sets it in yellow too, and we do have McLaren that spun it, and it's Benjamin Cardiff. Now, can he get this car turned around? He doesn't want to hit the wall, and he doesn't want to light his wheels up either. Very cautious about how he's doing it as well. That's really good to see, as he does let the Red Bull go past. That's great driving there from the McLaren. I believe that's on his in lap, as he's Alpha Tauri of Maverick behind him, but I believe he's on an in lap as well. He did a 17.9 on the mediums. So again, it's close between all the medium runners. That guy Draper does go quicker of a 16.9 on his second lap as well. So that's really close to gaps instead. And it's definitely putting his statement, putting himself down as a possible candidate for pole. That's a great lap there. And both great laps by all these guys. Meanwhile, yellow flags in sector 3 again. I think that's just the car slowing down. Thomas out of fuel, etc. So yeah. McLaren and Benjamin Cardiff just slowly making his way back round. He doesn't want to any more problems. Maverick into the pits and the Red Bull as well. So at the moment the only driver out on track is Rayners on an outlap, and Mo Salah. Sorry, apologies there. Actually, we've got more drivers than I thought there was. LH44 about to come out the pits as well. So the Williams coming out, and the AlphaTauri of Iron Knight as well. Now he's on the soft, so at the moment the best tyres. Let's have a look, shall we? The best laps have all been set on mediums. And I think Iron Knight and I believe I'll be Nick Nismo as well. Yep, so Nismo as well on soft. So we've got two drivers on the softest compound of tyre. We've got yellow set to 3 again. I keep saying this, but I think it's just cars slowing down. Rocker goes in with a 17.4. That's a fantastic lap, 4th place there. Nice job from him. Number 90. Again, in his name says that. Mo Salah, meanwhile, purple set to 1. So good first sector from him here. As we've got the Haas of no, is the Haas behind? No, I might be wrong here. That could be. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just excuse me. Meanwhile, Rayner will finish off Mo Salah's lap. Purple set 2 again, so 55.9 at the moment. He might beat Stead's lap time. Only 2 drivers going below the 1:17 at the moment. We'll check this. We'll check the chat after the drivers have done the laps. Around the final corner, we've got cars going slowly again. I think that's just for slowing down. Get a good exit. Mo Salah around the final corner. It's going to be a 1:18.9. So I'm not quite sure what happened in the last set. We're showing purple set to 1 and 2. Meanwhile, let's go back on board with Rayner. Outboard, I should say. Rayner 218, if you want to say his name. And he's a 54.6, purple set to 2. He's on a fantastic lap so far. Let's see what he can do here. Around the final couple of hairpins. I like his helmet as well. I think this game offers a lot more customization. Number 22, I believe. Just like Johnson Button, and also the number I use as well. I think it's a fantastic number. Big lot of good luck. As he crosses the line, it's a 16.6, so 3 times quicker than Stead. That's a fantastic lap time there by the McLaren. And once again, he's setting the precedent for the lap times. Putting his gauntlet down, he's saying, can you come and catch me? And newer drivers have been given that challenge to do so. Meanwhile, Liam on a lap, but we'll go on board with LH44 as he's gone purple to 2. So once again, it's 2 Brits at the top that seem to be dominating in the qualifying sessions at the moment, with some fantastic lap times. But what can LH44 do in the final final corner? Use the outside curve and to the line. This might be even better here. It's a 16.5, so the lap times keep coming down. That could be down track evolution, but that's a fantastic lap time there by LH44. Can we have some shalons in the chat here for LH44? Fantastic lap there. We've got Magnus Nicolay saying, I'm stupid, forgot to turn in my last lap in Q1. It's all good, mate. We all make those mistakes. I wouldn't call it stupid. I just say it's a mistake. Mistakes make us stronger. And obviously people learn from the mistakes. As Stead retires from the session. So again, he thinks he's done enough. So unlike last session, he has retired early. He hasn't crashed out, or as he'd go to the bottom. We've got Daracle Photography saying, come on Apex F1. Yes, come on Apex F1. You've got the support of Daracle Photography. As he goes purple set to 2. Again, this might be a glitch with the F1 where everyone gets purple sectors. This is what happened in the last game as well. But again, it should be a good lap time here, and from the Mercedes in the final couple of corners. He decided to get as much speed out that final corner as possible as he comes to the line. So 18.4, so it puts him in 12th outside of the drop zone. Nismo puts a 17.9 on softs, which again puts him outside the top 10. Liam did a 17.9 as well. Identical lap time to Benjamin Cardiff here, so this might be interesting. If someone was to go quicker than these two, who would be knocked out? Would it be Benjamin Cardiff or would it be Liam? It would probably be Benjamin as he set his lap time first. We've got 11 comments now in the stream, so the comments are coming in thick and fast. Yes, that's correct. Should we both think it's okay to make mistakes? Stay strong, Madness. You've still got the race ahead of you. Not all hope is lost. Just because you're a disappointing qualifying in your eyes doesn't mean you're going to have a disappointing race. Just stay strong, and we'll hope to see you up there battling today. Meanwhile, Iron Knight now on the medium, so he must have abandoned his lap idea of going on the softs. So that means that at the moment, only Nismo Maxwell, is the only one to go on softs, who's going slowly because of fuel. Apex, I believe, yeah, he'll be on his in-lap at the moment. Carter, interesting strategy onto the softs, but I believe he's on an out-lap. Yep. You'll have to excuse me right now. I had a lovely dinner tonight. I had a lovely bit of steak, so I'm ready to go for tonight. I'm full of energy to go. Iron Knight through the final couple of hairpins. These two are really crucial to get out in this final sector. He comes the inside curve. This could be a good lap here for Iron Knight. As he comes across the line, it's a 16.8 and it puts him third. That's a fantastic lap there. So that means now we've got 5 drivers to get inside the 1 minute 17. Current championship leader Thomas is in 6th. With my Rayners LH44 top of the time leaderboard at the moment with literally exactly a 10th, which has been what the pace has been, except it was Rayner in front at the last session. So Benjamin Cardiff now on a quick lap himself. Now he's gone on to soft, so this is interesting. Might be going for a different strategy to his teammate. This might benefit the team. We've got one driver going long and one driver doing the one extra stop, but obviously have more pace on the tyres and can focus on just pushing. He's going for points. Maverick meanwhile on the mediums, so he's doing another lap on the middle compound. No one's gone on hards today, which is a shame because you always love to see the hard runs. As Maverick does invalidate it. This might not be good here, as he does invalidate his lap time. Will he go on again? Will he have enough fuel? Benjamin Cardiff meanwhile coming through the fast left and right hander, down 6th gear, down to 5th. Back up again. He's 3 tenths up. So this will currently put him in P8. And again, we'll knock Liam out. As you can see there, Benjamin and Liam 10th and 11th, but just by virtue of Benjamin having the earlier lap time. Earlier, as he comes on the final corner now. What's it going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 17.3, and it puts him in 7th. So that's good. It puts him ahead of a Rocco on the mediums, but again, he's on a harder compound, and these guys might still go on the soft. Maverick will do another lap. We've got yellow flags. Who's that spun? I believe that's Nismo. That's not good for him. He's on the mediums right now, and he's still got to get around to try and do a lap. Get the muck off the tyres, get the dirt off the tyres, go again. As he goes off again, he takes the chicane, the faster route. We've got Liam in the chat saying, well, that's close. Definitely, mate, I'd agree. As that guy Draper retires from the session as well. He likes to think he's done enough as well. He believes he has. Again, anything can happen, but the top 5 lads looking confident. It's 4 tenths. Again, don't discount anything, and they have done a great session so far. So Iron Knight Fairplay has retired as well. He believes he's done enough. They're all on the mediums. Currently, everyone else below Thomas is either on an outlap or on a lap themselves. So just apologise. Benjamin Cardiff has invalidated it, but they're on a lap, so no need to panic there. Bagos on the medium, so he's going to try and commit to that harder compound. Problem is, if you do too many laps on these tyres, you might end up in a situation where you have as much wear as the softs on one lap. So you've got to be careful, find that balance. But again, you might be okay. So as around the final corner he goes, I don't know if it's going to go any quicker here. But as he crosses the line, he does go a 10th quicker, 17.7. So it's not a bad lap there by Bagos. It puts him in a good position. Meanwhile, Liam has invalidated his lap time. And he's 2 tenths up. That might not be enough. And Maverick has gone 1,000 quicker than Liam. This is the margins we're working with here tonight. A tenth separate. Not even a tenth. Not even 1,000. And I think that is it for Liam. The Scotsman looks like it's all over for him tonight as he crosses the line now. It would have given him a 16.637. It would have put him in second. But that is it for the Williams driver. Maverick is finished as well. Meanwhile, what can Nismo do? He is a 10th. He's a 10th, second and a half down, but he's invalidated it. So Nismo's out as well. Meanwhile, Apex getting the support from the photography. Can he do the drive side? As who's that just gone quicker? That is Carter's gone quicker on the soft, so he's through and knocked Maverick out. So Bagos, I think, might have done enough here as he crosses the line. No, he hasn't, and that is. I'm apologise here. That is. Bagos is getting back into the pits. I don't know. I'd like to see who that is. Actually, I really do apologise right now. Mo Salah is out though, so he must move. And it is Apex. Apologies, Apex has got through. 3rd place on the softs. I don't know how on earth I missed that, but in the Mercedes, the Black Arrows, he got through. So that means that we've means we've lost an Alfa Romeo in this, a Ferrari in this session. I'd say a Ferrari. Yes, it is. No, it is. Yes, it is a Ferrari. No, it's an Alfa Romeo. Yes, an Alfa Romeo. So the Alfa Romeo Bagos be knocked out. The Maverick in the Alfa Tauri. Liam in the Williams. Nismo in the Red Bull. And Mo Salah, who's in the pits, in 15th on the Haas. However, these 5 lads will get an option to start. Well, they'll get the option to start on new tyres. They can start whatever tyre they want as well. So maybe not a whole lot is lost, and a one-stop might work here. Benjamin Cardiff, Carter and Apex did get through on soft, and that's one thing to note on the start of the race. They might be quicker, tyres may not last as long, but it's interesting to see how it goes. Some people are very good with the tyres, so who knows what will happen. But yeah, the rest of the drivers in the top 10 did start on the mediums, and at the moment it's looking very good, very close for pole position, I'd say, between the top 6, 7, 8 drivers. I genuinely cannot say who's going to get pole here. It's that close. We will chat, shall we? I have to apologise. Davaco Photography saying get in there. Yes, good job there by the Mercedes. there, but I would really firstly like to apologise if for the entirety of Q3 I had my microphone on mute. That is not just an inconvenience, but a minor mess up on my behalf. And again, I would really like to apologise. Again, really would like to apologise. At the moment, well, we're getting the lobby set up, so I'll be back on shortly. No need to worry. But yeah, if that's muted me for the entirety of the final qualifying session, I will be gutted. So I'm just gonna go and check, and I'll give me a second. Thankful for small mercies, though. I mean, if it wasn't for this glitch, I wouldn't have known that I was muting myself. So again, I'm glad that I was able to find that issue before the race started. That's bad on my behalf. So again, I'd like to apologise. Once again, we're back in the lobby, ready to go. This will be straight into the race, no messing about. Formation lap, let's go. So this will be fun. And hopefully we'll have some great racing tonight. Again, in terms of predictions, I honestly just do not know. But this will definitely benefit those on softs in the top 10. As we're waiting for the drivers to join, I will just go for 1 minute, no muting of the mic, because that will as I am back. Let's go for the race tonight. I'm looking forward to this. This should prove to be an interesting race. Obviously, all the drivers will be starting on the same tyres. Qualified on without the wear. So again, this could change the look of the race. But again, just got to keep it clean. Stay out of trouble into turn 1. And yeah, it's I'm looking forward to this absolutely. As we are back, ready for the race. No McLaren coming out the pits this time, going for a little drive. So we're good to go. As we're just waiting for a few drivers to go, so obviously they're all getting the setups. As it looks like we are ready to go now. So now, let's get ready into the race, get back into the zone. So it is Rayner that does start on pole in the McLaren, fantastic lap in Q3. And he'll start behind LH44 in the Williams. That guy dribble. First of all, let's just get everything set up and ready to go. In terms of the tyres, what people are starting, obviously it's all exactly the same. So it's Rocker that's, so it's Rayner, LH44, that guy Draper, complete the front 3, all great laps. Iron Knight in the AlphaTauri in 4th place. Stead starts 5th in the racing point, good driving in qualifying. Rocker then starts 6th in the Ferrari. Can he try and get into the top 5 here at a good start? Keep it clean, stay out of trouble. Here's a predicted strategy then, switch medium to hard, and people are also saying soft, medium, medium as well. Considering that everyone is on fresh softs, they could probably go a few more laps longer, and that could open a window for possibly a soft, medium, soft strategy. But again, it's down to how drivers feel, whether they feel like they're either going to be stuck in traffic or they're going to have the pace to do it. Because it's difficult to do it on here. Thomas repping a very, very respectable helmet there. I quite like that in the Red Bull. It goes with the livery, I say, as well. Top leader in 8th place, Apex in 7th. Benjamin Carter starts in 8th in the McLaren, in 9th in the McLaren, apologies there, with the beautiful looking halo there. Carter starts in 10th on the softs. See Bagos, Maverick and Liam. Now I do not think Bagos originally started on the hards. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. So he'll start 11th. Maverick starts P12 in the AlphaTauri. Liam in P13 in the Williams. Nismo on the softs, he'll try and work his way up. Again, these 3 lads in front of him will try and go long, so they might not get good traction off the line. Mo Salah and Magnus complete the, I believe that's to be the 7th row, be the 8th row. Hefe and Correct, who are both knocked out in Q, all these were knocked out in Q1. Soft for Hefe, medium for 7th. And at the back we've got the Alfa Romeo of Ciaro Dracos and the Renault of J Racer. So as all the cars line up on the grid then, hopefully we don't have a glitch this time. Rayners in, he hasn't left and rejoined, so that should be good. There were many problems with the server. Here's the pit stop strategy, but we'll forget about that for now because we are about to go racing very shortly. Here we go then to 5 red lights as we should be going. There shouldn't be problems again. As we are going then, so after that long wait, 5 red lights are on. And we go racing in Hungary. It's a good start by Rayners. LH44 might get an advantage here. Ignore the timing board on the left hand side. And it's LH44, there's a Mercedes at the back. That guy Draper's gone. He might have clouded one of the drivers at the front. And Mercedes at the back into the first corner. We go the Haas. Meanwhile it's Rayners that leads. Everyone's ghosting. The game is glitching. I'm not sure what's going on here. But it's Rayners that leads from LH44. Iron Knight in 3rd place. Meanwhile at the back, I don't know what happened here. There's cars going everywhere. There's the drivers saying that they're ahead and they're not. So meanwhile that guy Jeffrey's been a difficult start. He has wing damage as well. There's going to be a long race ahead of him. Meanwhile back at the front, the McLaren and the Alfa Romeo and the Haas, as Benjamin Cardiff now has wing damage as well. He's going slowly to let the other drivers by. But meanwhile at the front everything's back to normal. Thomas has made a fantastic start into 4th place. He's got ahead of the race, but this is exactly what he needed. Meanwhile the Haas running car of Bagos is up to 9th. He's sat behind the Ferrari of Rocco. That's a good start by him. Liam's had a difficult start. He's now all the way back down in 19th. I'm not sure whether he lifted off at the start or just got up in all the action, but he's past correct statement as well, who I believe has wing damage. No, he doesn't. I think he's just struggling for pace here. So again, here's the pit stop strategy. Meanwhile, it's just so good to see Draper right at the back in last place. He has such a good qualifying to be so far down. He'll probably want to look to hope for a safety car. Meanwhile, side by side, Jay Racer and Simon Dracos as Rayners now leads at the front here. With Rayners behind, they seem to be pulling out a bit of a gap to Iron Knight behind. Meanwhile, let's go back with that battle then, shall we? As Jay Racer goes to the inside of Simon Dracos. He's taking a very shallow line, but can he get into turn 1 here ahead of the Alfa Romeo? He brakes later, but the Alfa Romeo's going to hold it on the outside. This is good racing. Jay Racer sliding about there. And Liam now might get involved in the battle. Meanwhile, let's go back to the... As Kyle Dracos and Jay Racer are now side by side. Can Renault go around the outside here? Oh, this is great. No! As the Alfa Romeo doesn't survive it, and he hits the wall and the safety car is being deployed. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I saw the Renault go to the outside. The Alfa Romeo must have got tangled with the Renault, and the Alfa Romeo has slammed right into the wall. That's so unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo, and he's out of the race, the first retiree. And like what I said, what Draper needed, this is absolutely fantastic for his race. The safety car has been deployed, but it's not what you want to see. It's just a shame what happened there with Jay Racer. I don't know if he lost the rear, and as a result ricocheted and it hit Simon Dracos. Again, they were side by side there, so possibly it was just one of those things where 2 doesn't go into 1. But it's so unfortunate for Simon Dracos. It was pushing, and there was, again, as a lot of cars are now starting to pit, including Jay Racer himself. So disappointing there for the Renault. 17th. Meanwhile, the 2 hard runners of Bagos and Maverick are up to 8th and 9th. Carter, the only soft runner in the top 10. Actually, only top one in the top 6, as he is 6th. It's on the soft, so, and the rest of the drivers obviously staying out of mediums, they're going long, but this will help them definitely in the strategy, and again it'll help Draper to catch up with the rest of the field. But what a start of the race. We had 2 laps of very good racing, and unfortunately one little incident involved a Alfa Romeo which caused him to retire. The other driver caught up, Jay Racer. He's gone onto the soft tyres now, as I need to have taken another drink. As all this talking, my throat is very dry. Let's get back to the action then, shall we? So, at the moment, it's Rayners that does lead behind LH44 under the safety car. Iron Knight, Thomas, Stead, Carter on the softs, Rocker in 7th, Bagos in 8th, Maverick and in 9th, both Greek drivers here on the hards. So good start for them. Effie in 10th, Liam with a good start in 11th, and the drivers that are pitted are Apex, Maxwell, Nicolay, Cardiff, Mo Salah, Jay Racer and that guy Draper. I think the safety car will go around for a couple more laps, but yes, it's been a very interesting start to the race. We're only 3 laps in, so honestly anything can happen right now. I didn't think I saw any penalties there, and unfortunately with the first incident of the race, again it's most likely a racing incident. We'll hopefully see what they think about that, but in my eyes it's just one of those unfortunate things where J-Racer was either going defensive or it looked like he lost the rear a bit, and as a result took the Alpha, and because of that he was able to protect himself from crashing into the wall. He didn't actually take him with him, and again it was side by side, and through that corner it usually results in an incident, as it's such a difficult track to overtake on and race on, never mind going through fast corners. Meanwhile there's a bit of a kerfuffle going on here at the back with the safety car. They'll most likely all be speeding up. Apex has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so I believe this is Codemasters once again serving the drivers with a nice little bit serving of a glitch. Yeah, this is usually a penalty. They can get them removed. It's a strange glitch where drivers are said they need to let other drivers by, and it usually happens to 3 or 4 different drivers, so they all just slow down for each other. But again, I don't think there's any need for them to stay on after the race or get them removed. It's not their fault, it's the game again, so they're trying to get their head down and focus on getting the result. But again, the start by Rayners I think was fantastic. I think he was able to maintain the pressure. It looked like on the first phase of the start that he wasn't able to get the car wheel spinning out at 44, but again he had a similar problem. Going to the first corner, I wasn't too sure what was going on with that guy Draper, but he got cut up and he was sent right to the back, so he must have had either a bad start and got caught up at the back. But yeah, that was it was an interesting start, and we could be in for a very long ways ahead of us. As I think the safety car will be in this lap. So yeah, we are ready to go. And lap 5 of the Grand Prix, all the drivers are here together. So it's Rayners' prerogative whether he wants to go. Apex has now got a penalty with Nismo, so I'm not sure what's going on here, and whether Nismo has hit the back of Apex perhaps. But let's go back to the front then, shall we? We're about to go racing again, and Rayners gets a better restart here. But LH44 is right behind him in his slipstream, and we go racing again, and them two are bolted away from the rest of the field. Iron Knight and Thomas as well. Meanwhile, further at the back, let's look at the midfield then, shall we? Any close battles round here? Not particularly, no. And everyone seems to have made a clean start, which is fantastic to see. Meanwhile, Mo Salah then, and Magnus Nicolay, Mo Salah on the outside. Fantastic move there by the Haas driver. He's 16th. J-Racer is passed as well. Apologies there, that wasn't that was J-Racer that got overtaken. He's struggling a bit there. Meanwhile, that guy Draper and Benjamin Cardiff side by side, and that guy Draper is through already, so he's already making gains right now. But already the gap between Iron Knight and LH44 is 2 seconds, so they've absolutely mastered that restart. With Thomas a further 7/10 back, and then there's a bit of a gap then between Stead and Carter in 6th place. So let's go back to the gap, shall we? Nismo Maxwell already received a penalty down his 16 for multiple warnings there, so it's those dreaded words as Carter gets one, and Magnus as well. Let's so far as goes to Rayners, but we don't have much laps of racing. I'm not sure why I'm looking at that. Let's have a look at the position changes at the moment. The big gainers have been Heffy from 17th, a fantastic start there by the Racing Point, but meanwhile up top the gap actually has come down between Iron Knight and LH24, but again them two seem to be in a class of their own today. So Heffy, yeah, overall great start there by Heffy. Again, Craig Salmon's had a good start. In terms of ones who've lost out was obviously that guy Draper, who started near the front and got caught out in an incident. Meanwhile, back up the battle for 11th place in Apex and Liam. Liam must have lost the position. He's already gained a position though, which is fantastic to see. Thomas was another good start, and so was Carter. Just staying out of trouble around this track is fantastic. Can't use a bit of overtake there going up the hill. So we'll go back to the interval so we can see any battles that are taking place right now. So again, these are drivers that are taking the stops, if you can see that on the screen. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Mo Salah and Magnus Nicolay then, shall we? And they're going side by side, just enough room. This is fantastic racing. Doesn't matter where you do it, but no, the Haas has lost it. And I think he's got caught up on the curb, and Mo Salah has been sent to the back now. And now he's got to reverse. Iron Knight gets a 3-second time penalty. As we've got a Red Bull there being caught up. Nismo Maxwell drops to 18th place here. This is some fantastic racing going on. There's only a gap on top between Magnus and Saban. But meanwhile, up top, Iron Knight penalty, Maxwell with another penalty. So it's just going from bad to worse for the Red Bull driver, and it's so unfortunate. You know, you're thinking he's making his way up the grid today. It might not be the case. As, oh no, and Iron Knight's lost it on the main straight and he's out of the race. Iron Knight completely lost the rear there. He did a Sergio Perez from 2014. And I didn't spit out my drink there as we have another safety car. Wow. What a race so far. So Iron Knight, unfortunate, all on his own, spun out the final corner. He was in a great position, and it's so unfortunate to see that when people lose it on their own. But again, you gotta keep clean. You gotta try and stay tidy as much as possible. It's so difficult to do so when you're pushing as hard as you are. So again, yeah, it's unfortunate for the AlphaTauri driver, but in the midst of all this, Bagos and Maverick are up to 7th and 8th on them hards, remember. Carter's into 5th, Stead's up to 4th, Thomas, who started 8th, the championship lead, has already made his way up to 3rd, but I feel bad for Rayner, especially as he seemed to be pulling away when the safety car came out. There's a lot of gaps going on now, and there's a safety car just waiting down at the first in the first corner. I bet they'll be shocked to meet each other. Apologies there for being lost there. So let's have a look then, shall we? So in the meantime I've gone, Rayner has pitted for hard, so has LH44, but it's left him in 7th and 8th in a really good position ahead of Magnus and Benjamin Cardiff on those old hards. Meanwhile, Bagos and Maverick as Liam now pits as well. So interesting, he's dropping the hards. He might be trying to go to the 2-stop here. That's interesting. Again, he won't lose much time, but he'll send the back to the grid. But at the moment, Thomas, who started 8th, is now leading the Hungarian Grand Prix. However, one thing to add is Rayner and LH44 have both pitted. So has Stead. Meanwhile, Liam will come out, I believe, right at the back of the grid. He will do, yeah, he will come out in 18th. That guy Draper has made a few positions, and he's gone on the hards again. I'm not too sure from this position whether the hards will get to the end. So what I was saying earlier on about doing the medium hards, possible, yes, but I believe it will probably be another 2-stop. Again, there might be another safety car towards the end, but unfortunately for Iron Knight and Zara Dreykov, both spinning and hitting walls. It's not great, and I bet they're gutted with themselves. But again, they'll come back stronger into a track next week that most F1 gamers love, and that is Belgium. So unfortunate for them two drivers at the back there. Let's have a look at front, shall we? So these two definitely wants to look out for. Apex had a great start. Let's have a look at the details then, shall we? Let's have a look at who's made the most places now. And again, Apex has made 2 places since the start, so he's having a fantastic race so far. But Bagos and Maverick, again, them two hard runners up in 4th and 3rd. Rayners has received a 5-second penalty for an incident with correct statement, so maybe he's gone into the back of him perhaps. That guy's really keeping a distance for the Renault in front of him here, so the drivers between one another keeping different distances. It depends how they want to where's the tyres, but meanwhile the safety car will be in this lap, so this is important for Thomas here. If he can get a good start here, this could turn out to be a good race for him here. Qualified 8th. He's made up 7 positions. All these top 5 here have made up some good positions. As we've got cars slowing down here, possibly backing each other up. Let's go back to the front, however, and let's watch how Thomas restarts here. We go green again in Hungary, and it's a good restart by Thomas, and he gets away really well, and he bolts away from Rocker. Meanwhile, there's yellow flags at the back. There might be some problems going on, and Benjamin Cardiff and Stead are side by side. The racing point already getting some moves done. This is fantastic already, as we make our way now through into the first corner we go. Can he get the move done here? He can do, and that's a fantastic move by the Irishman. Meanwhile, Magnus Nicolay pulling away. LA44 and Rayners are so close, and Apex is all over the back of the Maverick. Bagos has bolted away from the AlphaTauri, and one of the hard ones as we go through the blind left-hander here. Bagos does receive a 3-second penalty, but 1.3 seconds away already. And as much as actually we've got a battle going on at the back here. J Racer is through into 13th. Was it to pull there for the volume? Meanwhile, the cars are so close. It's difficult to tell everyone who's battling with who at one time. It's that close. We'll stick in for now. Excuse me. Excuse me. As we continue with the race. So at the moment, Thomas is nearly a full second, and he's a DRS now ahead. That's so crucial. But the DRS exit point is around here, so if you can get a good exit out of this corner. Bagos all near the back now with Rocker. Meanwhile, Rayners struggling a bit, sliding a bit, and LH44 is sniffing the rear of the McLaren. Maybe not getting his tyres warmed up right, that could be a problem. And LH44 here could be on his way to get past the McLaren. This is so important for the race. LH44 now, so close. Meanwhile, behind we've got Stead and Magnus Nicolay. Stead to the inside, Magnus will try to do the switch, but that's a fantastic bit of racing. And that is a great move by the Norwegian, the Dane. I do apologise. I'll have to check that as they're side by side. It is Norwegian. It's a Norwegian and the Irishman side by side, and the Renault, fair play to him, keeps his place. Meanwhile, Rayner gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings, those dreaded words again. LH44 all over the back of Rayner again for the set. He can't really overtake, and we've got yellow flag. Two's gone off. And it's Magnus Nicolay. He's spun at the curb. That's so unfortunate. Meanwhile, let's go back on the chicane, and there are cars literally everywhere. Carter and J Racer gets through, and now Craig Sermon, but Carter spins and is being caught up. and it's Mo Salah that gets caught out in the incident. That's so unfortunate for the Haas. Magnus Nicolay also struggling as well. He's sliding around. So it's been a bit of a crazy race in the midfield. They're so close, there's nothing to separate them. Meanwhile, at the front, can LH44 get close? And this will get his third penalty. DRS is enabled. DRS is enabled. Those 2 words is what everyone want to hear. They get closer. We'll get the chance to overtake now. Meanwhile, at the back, there's just a slipstream fence. That guy Draper slowly going about his business under the radar, pulling away from Liam already. But he's going to think better about going to. He's going to try and get a better exit here. Meanwhile, Liam and Heffy, the Williams and the Racing Points, 14th and 15th here. I won't miss out on any battles today, regardless of where they are on track. It's all about the fun battle, it's all about the fun race, and this is what race is all about. Meanwhile, that guy Draper, is he going to go from on the outside of Craig Saban? Saban thinks better of it and actually lifts off, but that now puts him under pressure from Liam. Is Liam going to go all the way around the outside? This is fantastic! Can he get the move done here? Yes, he can. The Scotsman follows suit and actually gets past as well as that guy Draper. Meanwhile, at the front, Apex is starting to struggle, and we've got yellow flags again, and I think that's Mo Salah. It is Mo Salah, and it is turning into a nightmare race for the Haas driver. He got through to Q2, got knocked out, only opportunity of going along with that first stint with the tyres, but unfortunately it just hasn't turned out that way, and he's now 4 seconds behind. He'll probably have to pit again if he's got wing damage. Let's have a look, shall we? He doesn't have wing damage, so he can keep going. We're on to 15. Mo Salah has left the session. Meanwhile, at the front, we've got yellow flags. So what's going on here? And I believe Thomas has nearly lost it. And he has, because Apex has got through and I've missed another bit of action. He locks up. Oh no, an LH44's been caught up in an incident here. He's been set off and he might have had wing damage here. I'm not too sure what the hell is going on here. Meanwhile, Rayners is up to second. And yeah, he's up to second. What's on else going on here? So he must have made most of the carnage that's going on behind, because there's cars sliding around everywhere. I apologise again. At Apex, losing the rear. Thomas is right behind him. Well, let's go on with this battle for now. We don't want to miss any more of this. This is insane right now. Thomas was leading the race, but now he's down to 5th. So I'm not sure whether he lost it. And then other drivers of Constantine nearly hit the back of him, and that meant that Rayners is now up to 2nd and only 1 point in second behind the leader. That's Bagos. We've got more yellows in sector 2. I think that's the Ferrari of Rocco that's won it, and he has. This is an incredible race so far. He's trying to not reach on the track dangerously, but fair play to him. Meanwhile, this battle for 2nd place is turning into one hell of a battle. We've got Apex. That guy Draper's now into the points as well, because of that mistake that was made, and now he's right on the back in 9th place. We'll go back to the battle at the front, and Thomas goes to the inside of Apex. They're side by side. Oh wow, this is fantastic racing. LH44's going to have a look as well on Apex. He goes inside. Rocker has retired in the pits. That's such a shame. And once again, he's being knocked, but can LH44 get round? I can't believe. Oh, this is fantastic racing. They're side by side. The Mercedes has lost it. The Apex has lost it. Oh no. This is turning into one hell of a race here, and now he's got wing damage. So once again in a repeat of the, and it is a virtual safety car as well, for everything that's going on. Remember, we saw what happened with J Racer, and as he goes a bit wide, nearly hits the wall there. As we saw what happened between Simon Dracos and J Racer. Again, just two and goes into one. It's really hard to call there. I think again another racing incident. Just one of those things. People are trying to go for moves. As we've got J Racer, a disappointing race for him now, as he's got a drive-through penalty. This will put him right at the back. If it was a full, if it was, you're not able to serve a drive-through under the safety car, and a VSC is even worse, as he's now got to. He's going to be right at the back. In all this, Rayners pits again, and Thomas have pitted. So I'm now wondering whether they've got, whether they had wing damage here. So that means now that LH44 makes his way back up. Now he doesn't have wing damage, luckily enough, which is really good to see. After that slight incident, which again he got caught up with all the other drivers at the front of Thomas and Rayners. Now we are back under green flag racing again. But Nismo Maxwell on the back of Carter. Afterwards, sorry, my bad, that guy Draper on the back of Carter. So now Rayners down in 13th when he comes out the pits. And again, it's not looking good for the McLaren, the pole man. And meanwhile, it's a Greek 1-2, both in a fantastic position here. Maverick will be looking to try and push hard, but LH44 will not be waiting there for too long. He wants to get to the finishing line to get some that lovely bit of squirrel. Then he's in third place in that Williams. Stead not too far behind as well. We'll just keep an eye out for any battles going on here. But the field is starting to spread out. So yeah, what an interesting set of few laps here. And we are nearly already halfway through the race. That's what 2 safety cars and a virtual safety car has done. We've seen crash, spin, mistakes. Good racing, but in terms of mistakes here, in terms of spin, I think Magnus has spun it again. That's not good at all. So disappointing here for the Renault driver, who has spun again, and his tyre temps might be up now. He has got wing damage as well. So this turning into a nightmare race. He's going to let all the other drivers go past now. Nismo and Mo Salah, but he's ghosted. Meanwhile, let's go back at the front, because LH44 has got past Maverick for 2nd place here. Once again, I turned my eyes up and I've missed another battle. Stead, meanwhile, on the back we've got another yellow flag, and that's just for that's just for the Renault of Magnus Nicolay. Unfortunately, it's all over for him, as Maverick does lock up a bit there. Can Stead keep up with the Alpha Tauri driver? Meanwhile, we've got J Racer up to 9th, but he'll still have to serve his drive-through, as he uses a bit of grass there. As as well. 1.2 seconds of gap as Magnus does retire from the session. So unlucky for the guy. He had such a difficult race, and unfortunately it's all over. He's decided to call it a day, and that it's a shame. Meanwhile, Maverick, massive lock-up into the final couple of corners. Liam gets the penalty. He locks up again. He's struggling now with these tyres. If he can do 5 or 6 more laps, he can definitely get that stint on mediums and go quick. And in a position that he is now, with everything that's going on, he might be in for some good points here. Meanwhile, let's stay on board then with the Maverick, and Stead is right behind him. Stead will go for the inside. Yes, he does. And as easy as you like, is Maverick going to fight it? I don't think he will. He knows he's on fresher tyres, and he knows Stead will be laughing a bit quicker. But again, he's got DRS, so who's saying that he can't battle? He's got every right to. But no, he decides to holds his ground, and Maverick locks up again. Rayner with the fastest lap, now in 10th place. Meanwhile, correct Saban and Thomas, as J Racer does service drive-through. So he'll be sent near the back here. The field is relatively spread out, and there's not many battles going on. I mean, the closest battle they're probably going at the moment is Maverick, but that was because he's just been overtaken. Correct Saban, meanwhile, I think has been overtaken by Thomas. He's down to 9th, and believe he's got wing damage. He does have wing damage, and he's understeered into that corner. He doesn't have wing damage. But Rayner in 10th now. Let's go on board with the Brit here. LH44 starting to take a bit of time now out of Bagos in Alfa Romeo. So good stuff there by the Williams driver. Just nearly under a second. Remember, the activation point just comes up after this next corner. Into the final couple of turns now. LH44 will have his sights set on this Alfa Romeo. This has benefited his race so much. At one point he was nearly 6-7 seconds behind Rayner, but then both him and Thomas had pitted. He might have to pit again, but who knows, because this race is so unpredictable. Liam is 3/10 behind Effie, so we'll see what happens with that battle. But again, I think he'll have DRS, but I don't think he'll be close enough. No, he won't. And a lot of drivers are now spread out by nearly a second, so there's not much going on. As Bagos goes very deep, but keeps his ground. No, that's good driving there by Bagos to control the car. Thought he was going to go straight on there or understeer, but he managed to control the car in, and through the fast left-hander we go. And LH44 just seems to have so much more pace than Bagos here. He's gaining on him through all the corners. He's on the straights, not so much. But again, that gap is 3/10, and it's staying that way. Bagos just about shifting his way through that chicane, through the fast left-handers. If you've got good tyres, you've got good pace through here. Meanwhile, J Racer now pits again, serving his 5-stop from that incident under the safety car. And Nismo's up to 14th now, but again, not much going on. The closest battle on track is now actually turning into that guy Draper battle. Meanwhile, let's go back at the front, because Bagos goes very deep, and it'll give LH44 an opportunity. He doesn't want to hug the inside curve too much, because it might set him spinning. But in talking about that guy Draper, he's having a fantastic race, 6th place now. What a recovery drive he's had. But look at this now, LH44 on the back of Bagos. He pulls to the inside. Is Bagos going to fight this? I don't think he will. And LH44 does take the actual lead, not the net lead, of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Bagos in second, who's had a fantastic first stint on those tyres, on the hards. Meanwhile, Steady 1 3 seconds behind. That guy Draper is starting to gain on Benjamin Cardiff now. So it's a good drive from the Mercedes. We've got Rayner 9/10 behind Thomas. These two at the top of the championship. Most of the front runners in the championship are having difficult races. Rocker out of the race. Rocker out of the race, as we've got a race battle here going on. Craig Saban and Heffy, they're side by side. It's actually Liam and Craig Saban. Liam going to go to the outside. He's loving that outside track today. Less grippy part. Yes, Craig Saban does have. We're going to see a repeat of the incident as Liam crashes the switchback and Craig Saban just parks it on the apex. A little bit of defending there by Craig Saban, keeping it continuing with damage, but he goes very wide. Enough to give Liam an opportunity now. He's going to do the switchback. He's going to swoop back under, and as easy as you like, he's through. Liam up to 11th. Fantastic drive here by the Scot. Meanwhile, that guy Draper to the inside of Benjamin Cardiff, and he's up to 5th place. And now he can set his sights here on Maverick. But meanwhile, let's go back on that battle, because Bagos will still have DRS and LH44. Everyone has got the pace. He is nearly out of the overtake, so that's one thing to bear in mind. But I don't think he'll go for a move from here. No, he won't, as he breaks and takes the first corner like anyone else would. Meanwhile, Rayner on the back of Thomas. Thomas not having a great race. Obviously, he's on the softer compounded tyre. What can the McLaren do here? He wants to get past him. The championship lead is under pressure right now as Rayner goes to the inside. That's a fantastic move. Yes, he's through. We've got yellow as a centre free. That's correct, Saban. Obviously, if we're on the wing damage, you might have spun it again or understeer somewhere. He's in the pits. Is this it for his race? But he might just pit again and go again, which is fine. He can go mediums. Yes, he will. Got a new wing. Fantastic stuff there to carry on. He will have the 5-second stop go, unfortunately, though. Meanwhile, Liam up to 11th and only second behind Heffy in the points. Maxwell overtaken. We've got sectors in yellow too. And that's Rayner. No, that's Benjamin Carney, sorry, who has spun it. He was battling with that guy Draper only a few laps earlier, and unfortunately, the McLaren has lost it. Liam gets another penalty. The penalties are starting to rack up now amongst the drivers. And I'm starting to run out of oxygen as I can't stop talking. As we got the McLaren spinning again. Oh no, it's such a shame for Benjamin Cardiff. He was having a great race. He was up there in the points, and again, so unlucky. We'll have to be so careful in his fault. He's struggling with his tyre attempts. Then he loses again. Dismo gets another time penalty, but Apex is gaining on Benjamin Cardiff right now. He gets past him. We've got yellow, but that's just again the battle. Meanwhile, Rayner is setting his sights now on Carter. He's having a great race, having a very racy today. He might try and brake later, then swoop back under. He'll have better traction here than Carter. Can he get the move done here as quickly as possible then? Into the hairpin we go. Rayner gets a really good time penalty, but he's using a lot more curb here. He's just over a 10th behind, 10th and a half. Rayner doing his bit to stay with the Haas, but meanwhile, that is possibly the closest battle. Thomas is going to get involved, but I think again that's because Carter is holding Rayner up. It's a very difficult track to overtake on. Meanwhile, the gap between LH44 and Bagos is 2 seconds, and LH44 right now set to take the win. The Schmeigel is heading LH44's way right now. Pairs are forbidden. If I like the reference when you watch it. Great sitcom. Word about television talk. McLaren and a Red Bull and a Haas are all involved in the back here for P6. Carter doing his bit to hold on from Rayner, who's charging for P6. Thomas meanwhile in 8th place. Staying with him as well, but Rayner should get the move done here. Beautiful camera as we go down the main straight into turn 1. The number 84 versus number 22. Is Carter going to get it through? Is Thomas going to the inside? And he comes steaming in. Now, did that give the Haas wing damage here? I'm not too sure. But Thomas took an opportunity and he absolutely ran with it. Again, I don't know if that's given the Red Bull wing damage. I assume not. No, it doesn't. But again, that was some absolutely incredible opportunity driving. Completely out of nowhere. Liam, meanwhile, he's going for another move. He's definitely in a racing mood today. He's definitely got the pace. And that's a fantastic move by Liam there. 12.4 seconds though behind the rest of the car. So people like, oh my goodness me. And we've got a freeway battle. As that is just the Haas of Mo Salah. I apologise there. That is, I saw 3 cars and I thought there was no way that they're going 3-1. Meanwhile, Stead, 8 tenths now, 6 tenths. Stead is now setting his sights on that second place. What can Stead do right now as Benjamin Cardiff and Craig Saban are having a bit of a battle, and the McLaren is through. That's a close battle. Let's go back with Stead now. Is he going to go for a move to the inside? He doesn't. He lifts off. Down just an extra gear, gets that rotation, that extra that he needs. But Bagos is holding his ground, and it's good to see. Meanwhile, let's go back with the correct Saban Benjamin Cardiff battle, which is not really turning into a battle now. I think he's pulling away. Meanwhile, Stead on the back of Bagos. That guy Draper's got another penalty, but he's now only 3.5 seconds behind Maverick, so I'm wondering whether his tyres are starting to go. Meanwhile, up in front, he's having a lovely day of it. LH44 is leading the race by 3.8 seconds. Make that 3.9 in a second or so. He's enjoying life right now as Heffy does pit Apex into the point. Liam up tonight, apologies there. Very dry mouth. Apex into the points after having all them problems spinning. So there's been quite a lot of incidents at that corner in the end of sector 1 after the blind right hander, but again the field is very much spread out and it feels like very much except the battle here between the racing point of Stead and the Alfa Romeo Bagos. But again, I've got to give my hat off to Bagos here, because he's in such a fantastic position right now. Call it the pit stop about 20 to something or seconds.
We are talking about 8th or 9th here for Bagos. We qualified at the top 10 on those harder compound. The entire should be dead by now. But Stead thinks better of it and tries to go to the inside. Doesn't actually do it. But Bagos goes wide, and I think at this point Stead will be through. Yes, he will. They're side by side, but Bagos thinks better of it. He knows his tyres are going. And the Irishman is up to second. Can he start to put his authority down and go after LH44? We saw it in times in qualifying with the pace. It's a shame what's happening with Rayners, because he definitely had the pace today to push, and unfortunately it's just not worked out like that. He qualified on pole, and safety cars, virtual safety cars, incidents around him definitely put him off, and I'm still not quite sure from that incident with Thomas on why they pitted, but again Rayners will just get his head down. 5 seconds now the gap, so he is starting to pull away, and I'm starting to wonder whether Stead's having any problems here. It isn't actually, but I think it's probably just more to LH44 supreme pace tonight on this lovely Friday night. It's great during this current climate that we're able to enjoy stuff like this in terms of sim racing. It's definitely brought it to the forefront, especially virtual Grand Prix, and it's a good bit of fun. So hopefully these guys are enjoying it as well. Nice Friday night, probably got a cold beer beside them, got a takeaway, and just enjoying the Friday nights, hopefully. Might be able to go out, but who's saying he can't stay in? Friday Saturdays are the best days of the week in my opinion. Meanwhile, enough about that. Stead is second place right now. Bagos still actually staying with him, so fair play to him. J Racing gets another penalty as Carlton now pits again. That'll be his final pit stop. It'll put him way down the points, but in saying that though, it might just put him outside the points. Rayners will definitely have to pit again. There's no way they can go another 10 laps. But again, Bagos and Maverick, I've got to tip my hat off to these lads. You know, they've stayed out of trouble, and if we look at their tyres, obviously they haven't pitted yet. But like Draper and Rayners though, the fact that they're still going with 2 stops between them two is fantastic. It shows don't give up. But I mean, Draper was nearly half a minute behind, and the fact he's up to 5th place, and he's in for a good position. Meanwhile, Maverick locking up everywhere here. His tyres have probably definitely seen better days here. Through the left-hander, but he's keeping it clean, and that's all that matters. Bagos with that 3-second time penalty, but again he's staying with Stead. I don't watch up with Stead, assuming he'd pull away, but 5.5 seconds. Is Bagos going to pit this lap? No, he's going to start again, so he might be trying to go on the softs. However, his tyres will have probably backed out. But again, we're not quite sure. 24 laps on the hards. Again, my hat goes off to him. Maverick, meanwhile, he's staying out as well, so there might be a similar strategy here. Might be in different teams, but they're going for a similar strategy here. Fellow Greek drivers might know one another, and they might just be trying to go for the same strategy. But again, the gaps all across the field now are very, very, well, they're getting much bigger. The closest battle right now is that guy Draper and Maverick. So in the meantime, I'll check the chat, see if anyone said anything. Again, I doubt they would have done. That's in the middle of the race, but let's have a look, shall we? So yeah, so remember this is RRL Rayners Racing League FNR Round number 13, in a race where a lot of stuff has happened, and we've seen a lot of drama. We've seen crashes, we've seen spins, we've seen some unfortunate incidents, we've seen 3 wide moments, we've seen different leaders, we've seen great strategy calls, good comeback drives. The pole sitter Rayners looked to have the pace in qualifying, but struggled in the race, I've got to say, and hopefully he can better that in going further into the race. Meanwhile, Bagos another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that might be crucial for points, but he does pit, and so does Maverick, so they're going for a similar strategy here. Surely they'll be going to the hard to the they're going for the soft to the end, as they can probably do, which is correct. So they'll be the quickest men on track, and they might go for the penalty. They might go for the fastest lap, not the penalties. Apologies there. Meanwhile, we've I'll just have to apologies there. So where will Maverick come out here? And he will come out in front of the Williams in a very nice 7th place. So like I said, them staying out so long has actually benefited them in the race. Rayners up to 4th. I'm not sure if he'll have to pit again, but the gaps are getting bigger and bigger between all the drivers now. And again, that guy Draper, I just cannot praise this man enough. He's gone from 3rd place, he was down in last, and now he's up to third. It shows his strength of character as a racer, and my respect to you here, mate. Great drive, and again, I hope for a great result as I go for all the drivers. It's been one of those sort of races where anything's happened, but again, they've kept clean, and they've just done what they've had to do. And again, nothing's happening. It's as yeah, it just seems that everyone's getting on with the thing. We've got 16 comments now on the stream. So yeah, well, let's have a look now. We've got 8 viewers on the stream, which is really good for saying we're at this point in the race. But we'll have a look at the comments, shall we? Again, not a lot's really happening. Liam has pitted now for soft, so that puts him outside the points and puts Nismo up to 10th, which is really good considering where he was a while back. So yeah, it's been a great race. I think the second half's all about strategy and penalties, but the gap between Thomas and Bagos is 5.3. He can definitely pull that gap down and see if he can try and get 5th place. Let's check penalties then, shall we, for the drivers. Obviously this might take away the spoilings, but 1 penalty currently for LH44. No penalties right now for Stead. That's great by him. 1 penalty for that guy Draper. For Rayner, he has 2 penalties. Thomas, no penalties right now. 1 warning. We'll leave it there for now if you don't want to miss anything else, as Heffy does get another penalty himself. Talking of that, there's no gaps at the moment, so at the moment I think we're safe to say as Bagos gets the fastest lap. Good job by him there. 4.1 now the gap. So he is starting to reel in the Red Bull in front, and it will be on one lap hold. I think Maverick and Bagos may have been my drivers of the day. You also got to throw in that guy Draper as well. I mean, you can't not talk about Jared there. We talk about this guy. Rayner has had a great race as well. He'll be disappointed with himself, but again, he's done what he's had to do, and he's only 1.6 seconds away on fresher tyres. In terms of the guys from 16 to 12, it's definitely been one of those races to forget, but they'll keep pushing, and they might even go for the fastest lap. Liam, meanwhile, is only a few seconds away for some points, and he's done well at free stop and to be up in that position. But again, Jay Racer with that drive-through didn't really help him. Mo Salah left the session. Correct save, and again had wing damage and was struggling. He actually goes very deep. Again, I'm wondering if he has wing damage. No, he doesn't. He's just having one of those sort of races. Got it spun and then spun again. So again, unfortunate for that guy. Unfortunate for him. He was having a great race. Heffy, meanwhile, every time I look, he's getting penalties. But again, he's just keeping it clean, and that's what all that matters really. Well, let's hopefully see if he can push for some points at the end. That would be really exciting. Nismo again, and I'm one of those drivers who's had incidents but worked his way back up. Carter again kept it clean really, and now he's on his way to go and catch after Apex. The battle here, well, the 8th place, let's say a battle, 13 seconds, 7 seconds with Carter behind him. He's in no man's land, but again, solid 8th place here, 14 laps on the hard tyres, which is really good. Again, he had another incident. Liam gets the fastest lap. That's good, because if he can get to the points, he'll have that extra point. Meanwhile, the 2 Greek drivers, Maverick and Bagos, 6th and 7th. Again, great drive by these 2. Thomas, meanwhile, having leading the Grand Prix, seems to have struggled for pace really since. And Bagos is starting to close down as we talk about the battles here. Liam round the outside of Heffy, and he's up into the points. This man today is enjoying going round the outside. Is Heffy got anything to respond? I don't think he will, but again, great driving there by the Scot. And look, both for penalties, I can see him getting ahead of Nismo here, so that'll be a nice little bit of points for him. Apex, meanwhile, 14.3 seconds now the gap. Gap between Rayner and that guy Draper is 1.4 seconds, but Rayner has more penalties. So at the moment, Draper will get that 3rd place. The gap out front again, I'm not talking much about LH44 instead, because they're just getting their head down and getting the job done. We've got another comment on the stream. I keep saying I'm going to check the stream, but this time I actually mean and I actually promise I will. So let's have a look at the stream then, shall we? Considering there's not much happening, we'll have a look at who's saying what here. We'll have a read through here. So we've got Davacle saying, come on Apex F1, and Davacle saying, let's see a safety car. That would be very interesting to spice up the race. However, I can't see that happening now with only 4 laps to go. But it's been a great drive by all these drivers, and with a full house, you're going to expect an incident, you know. 2 doesn't go into 1, but meanwhile, let's just talk about Rayners, shall we? Because he's only 8 temps, or 7 temps, you should say, or 9 temps. It's just changing, but he's getting closer and closer on those old mediums. The fact he's done 15 laps on the mediums is fantastic. We've got the Renault there, J Racer, it's such a difficult race for him today, being lapped now. But this man here, LH44, has had an absolutely fantastic race. Took most of the carnage going on ahead after Rayners struggles and pitting. He wanted to start on them hard, and he's done a fantastic job. Instead, has got nothing to answer for, unfortunately. I thought when he overtook overtook Bagos that he'd be making a charge, but he hasn't, unfortunately. And the gap is ever increasing every lap. Meanwhile, that guy Draper holding the gap to Rayner. It's now 1.5 seconds. Them tyres might be starting to go now for the McLaren driver. Meanwhile, Thomas in 5th place. The gap hasn't actually changed much between Bagos and Thomas, so the hope of him maybe getting closer to him might not be happening, considering Thomas has got no penalties now. Bagos hopes that Thomas will get penalties, but again, I can't fault that drive from Bagos. 6th place and 7th place with Maverick. They both had good race pace, but in saying that, he's locked up and there's a Haas behind him, but I believe that's just a laps car. It is, that's that car, Mo Salah. So let's have a look at the leader then, shall we? Got from the leader. So at the moment, only 2 drivers have been lapped, but Benjamin Cardiff is nearly a 1 minute 13 behind. So yeah, I think the gap at the moment, there's not much going on, to be honest. So I think the better start getting the P1 balls off LH44, because he is 2 laps away from winning the Grand Prix. And in terms of a Ferrari, who is that? That's correct, Saban. Oh, and his race just goes from bad to worse. And now he will rejoin and speed up just as the Mercedes of Draper and the McLaren of Rayner go past. It was such a difficult race today for that Ferrari. Meanwhile, Liam is now right on the back of Nismo Maxwell. So I told you that he'd be pushing in if he can keep hold of that, and the Ferrari has spun again, unfortunately. But let's go back to... Yep, let's go on board then with Liam, shall we? He's right on the back of Nismo. 7th place, he defends, he goes to the inside. And easy as you like, but in saying that, he'll have the RS, but no, he's through. So Liam is up, and I believe that might be the points for him today. Meanwhile, set to 2 again, it's a Ferrari that's spinning. I thought I saw a Ferrari that everyone side with until I realised that's the angle which is going in the corner. The gap's actually starting to come down now between Stead and H44. I'm not too sure why. Perhaps had a bit of a moment, but the gap is 8.5 seconds, 8.7 again. So yeah, it might just be fluctuating because of where they are on the track. So at the moment, penultimate lap for LH44, and we've got a racing point that's spun. That's Heffy, that I think. Yes, it is. That's Heffy. Oh, that's a shame. He was running the other points and he was probably holding on for penalties, but no, he's now spun, so it's a difficult race for him as well. I think all drivers have had some sort of problems in the race today, so they can all go home and say they've worked hard for this. LH44 seems to have a good race, as we see that's a Haas, and I thought I saw a car spinning, and that's Carter, and he's outside the points. Oh no, that's such a shame. With 1 lap to go, he has lost. He has lost that points position, and he's 6 seconds behind now. So if he can stay clean, he might be able to just hold on, just perhaps scrape a points finish here. But at the moment, it doesn't look that way. Not really look likely. And Carter has thrown away a points position here. So unfortunate though. He was running in such a good position. That's so unfortunate for the Haas driver. Meanwhile, the closest battle again on track we've got is Rayner, and Rayner is battling with I got Dripper. We are on the final lap then of the Grand Prix. LH44, my hat goes off to you, sir. What a fantastic drive he's had. I don't know if he was slowing down there. He might be struggling. And the Haas of Carter has completely gone into the wall. So I'm not sure what's happened there. And J Race has now spun as well. So we've got yellow flags all over the track. He reverses to get back onto it. It's not a great race though today by the Renault. We've got yellow flags, but at the moment, LH44 coming through the middle sector now. What a race this man has had. Where's my kind of drink I've got here? What a race this man has had in the Williams. He stayed out of the problems that the Hungarian Grand Prix has had to offer. He's done everything he's needed to do today. And for the second time this season, as he rounds the final corner, you can see the team waiting for there. LH44 wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. What a race by the Williams driver. As Stead comes on the final corner then, and he finishes in second, but can Guy Draper get a second place here? Not on penalties, he can't, and neither can Rayner. So that Guy Draper from last place makes his way back up to third. Rayner, the pole sitter, I really thought he could get the win today and really take hold of the championship. Unfortunately, he finishes fourth, but that's still a good result. I won't take that away. Bago finishes sixth. Maverick, meanwhile, another 5.9 seconds behind. He finishes in sixth, actually, no, because Bagos had more penalties. So yeah, that's the points. Meanwhile, Apex on the final corner then finishes 8th, and Liam is currently in 9th with the fastest lap. He's just been overtaken by the laps car, but again, Craig Saban will probably going a bit quicker here. Liam round the final corner he goes. To take a fantastic result here, 9th place, good drive by him today. Nismo Maxwell rounds off the top 10. Benjamin Cardiff, the final driver to finish today. What a race we've had. And what a drive by the Williams. What a drive. And that is your lot, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Hungarian Grand Prix for tonight. And it is your winner in the end, as Nismo Maxwell does lose out on points. J Racer gets driver of the day from last place to 15th. He had a difficult race and he probably could have finished even higher. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work out like that. And you just got to come back stronger. But there is the man himself, LH44, your winner for today's Hungarian Grand Prix. At this point, I'll say the national anthem, but obviously they don't do that on this game. So you just have to pretend that they've just played the national anthem. God save the Queen. We've got a British 1 and 3 and Irish in second place. So good podium there today. I think Stead definitely deserved that result, and so did I think all drivers deserved a good result today. I think they all drove really well. I think yeah, LH44 definitely deserved the win today. As we are going to try and get the drivers in for some post-race interviews. However, this might be difficult with the new party system on PlayStation, but we'll try our best. Again, we'll be adding these drivers in and obviously trying to speak to them and get the interviews. Again, we'll get him into the party as well. So there's the results for the Hungarian Grand Prix then. LH44, fantastic result, wins the Hungarian Grand Prix as the screen leaves. Fantastic results there. As we're going to wait for the podium finishers to join the party, and we'll have a little chat.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
We just wait for the other drivers if they're going to join. See if they're going to join. We'll have a little chat with them as well.
I'll have a quick sippy of a drink.
You have Stead added. If it's okay, if you could try and add him to this party, so we can see if we can try and get him as well, and get him have a chat with him as well, if
Have a look.
possible.
I don't know if I have Stead. I have LH.
Great.
I do not have Stead, unfortunately.
That's great. We'll see. We'll see if he wants to join. But again, yeah, fantastic result. Well, we'll get started anyway. Well, first I've got to say, fantastic drive there, Draper. After missing out, as I did quite a few times this race, seems to be a theme of this race, of a Mercedes sideways at the start line. The fact that you were able to be half a minute behind in last place, work your way up, some fantastic overtakes, might I add, and then to finally finish on the podium ahead of a guy that. Ahead of some people that you were nearly a minute behind. I mean, would you even expect that when you were sideways at the start? And just what happened, really?
So I still get into grips with no traction start, so it's a little bit all over the place, really, to be honest. I don't mind occasionally losing a place off the line, because that'll happen. But I thought I had it, so I just put my sort of little bit of throttle down, and I just went sideways, and you can't really control it. So I lost my front wing. But yeah, when you're a minute behind, and especially in a place like Hungary, it's a bit hard, because it's obviously a hard track to take. But I took a gamble during quali, so I think a lot of people went preset 2 or preset 3, but I went preset 1, so I went for the increased downforce, and I think it showed throughout the middle sector that I was just, like, as much as I didn't have the time in the DRS zones and straights, but through that second sector everyone's running wide, and I was able to just keep my lines and navigate it properly.
Yeah, definitely. I think watching you overtake, it was a nice little subplot to the race. Obviously, the lead of the race changing quite a few times and everything that was going on. There was a bit of action at the top to watch you make your way through the field every few laps. I was checking, I was going, yeah, that guy Draper making another move. You're just again under the radar, but at the same time, you just got on with what you had to do, and it was great to see you come back from last place again. Like I said before, it's good drive, mate. And I mean, what are your aspirations beyond now? Are you going to try and be consistent on the podium, or are you looking for wins right now?
I'd love a win. I'd love to say I'd take a win, but I think there's quite a few good drives in here. But I missed quite a few races of this season because I've been out, and like I've had to work and things like that. So I think I've missed 5 of the 13 races that we've done. So I think the titles are probably outbounds. Like Tomasz, who leads it at the moment, has done quite a few. But I just want to week in, week out, just take that, like today, just take little dents out, just try and build up the table as much as I can. I've got a good teammate in Apex, so just basically get as many points as I can for the constructors. But I'd like to get a win. I mean, who doesn't? I really liked Hungary. I felt good in coming into this race. If I was to win any, I'd rather this one. But I think if I hadn't have spun off the line, I probably would have had the pace on the hards. I think everyone else seemed to struggle a little bit, but I felt good. But I think, yeah, to answer your question, aspirations is probably just keep as many points as I can, podiums preferably, but if I could get a race win, I'd be ecstatic.
Great, that's good to hear. Looking at the standings now, it was your first podium this season, so again, the fact that you got it under this circumstances as well is absolutely brilliant. The fact that you were able to.
It feels good.
So yeah,
feels good.
Well done for tonight, and hopefully next week you can push for a win in Belgium. Hopefully.
Cheers. Yeah, I quite like Belgium. Again, I think I like the preset side of it. It just means sector more than people would get off the straights. So that was a gamble I took, and I might have one of those up my sleeve next week, hopefully. So we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, congrats for tonight, and we're just gonna wait for LH44 to join the party and see if he wants a little chat. He said he was ready to. He was gonna go. So yeah, we'll just wait for him. But again, the first race commentating, it was a good one to comment, and again, having you coming through the field, it was something to look at whilst I was racing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's good to have a commentator on now, and like I said, how did it feel for you? Because I know from experience that it can be, especially when you're on your own, it's one of those that, especially in a 50, you don't always know where to go.
Yeah, definitely. I think Hungary is one of those tracks.
you just gotta get your head down and just focus, really.
Yeah. So I think LH will be in soon. I'll just mute myself as we wait for LH, and hopefully he'll join the party.
Absolutely no problem, and yeah, GG. As we have got LH44 joining the party. I'll have a chat with him. First of all, I've got to say, Shalom, GG, a great race there. LH44. I've got a Schmeichel here waiting for you, if you're ever to meet up with me, for that win. Obviously, no pairs, as pairs are forbidden. But again, I've got to say, great drive there, mate. And
I'm over the moon, mate.
after watching you nearly spin out in the hairpin into the first sector, was it turn 3?
Yeah.
I was watching another battle. I joined back on, and I saw you. I definitely was. Heart was racing there. I thought we're gonna lose.
My heart was going there as well.
But yeah, again, a great race. I mean, what actually did happen with Thomas? Because I saw a Red Bull. I saw the Red Bull of Thomas drop down a few positions, but I'm not quite sure what actually happened.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either, because I saw Rocker and Thomas drop down. So I was thinking them two must have had a collision or something. And then I got past Rocker, and then I was on the back of Thomas. So I saw a gap on the inside. As he left some room, but
Absolutely,
it worked out.
Absolutely. I was. How did you feel in the last stint then? Because from the timing screens, I saw Stead had overtaken the Alfa Romeo of Bagos. He got past him, and then he was gaining. I mean, what was going through your head at that point? Were you just trying to conserve your tyres, or did you still want to push?
Yeah. No, I knew the tyres were gonna go off towards the end, so I was trying to conserve them a little bit as well. But
yeah, good stuff.
I was doing some good lap times at the end. I looked at my lap times after the race, and they were just so consistent. So.
Obviously, you didn't pit when Rayner did for the mediums.
Yeah.
That was most
That was
likely your race-winning call there, because obviously you took the net lead of the race from. Who was it now that you took the net? I think it was Bagos, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
For a few laps, he was quite close to you actually, and I thought he was going to be able to take you. But again, good pace. Same question asked to Draper earlier on. Your aspirations for the season now, obviously, that's great for your championship with.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate.
Thomas finishing from 5th. Are you still going for that title? I'm guessing you are.
Of course. Yeah, of course I am.
Brilliant stuff. That's good to hear.
Just got to keep it up for the rest of the season.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I don't think Stead will be joining, unfortunately, for commentary, so we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching the stream tonight. We know we had problems between qualifying and the race, but we got there in the end. Your winners tonight is LH44 and that guy Draper, and Stead complete the podium. We'll be back next week for Belgium. Until next time.